This has been a highly requested video, so I'm so excited to be sitting down and chatting with you guys. If you are just stumbling across this video for some reason and you're new here, my name is Allison. I'm 28 years old. I moved to Miami 8 months ago with my boyfriend. We moved from Boston, so I've been a New England girl my entire life, so it was a really big change and adjustment for me. I love Miami so much, and I'm so glad that I made the move. But the reason I am making this video is because I get DMs literally every single day asking about my favorite recommendations. So many people, first of all, want to come to Miami for vacation, but even before, when I lived in Boston, my #1 asked question was always like, where do you go? Like, you always look like you have so much fun. My favorite thing in the world to do is explore the cities I live in, travel, and just find the best restaurants, the best food, the best hidden gems, coffee shops, shopping, stores. It's gonna be my Miami favorite places, favorite spots, top recommendations. If you're coming here for a vacation, if you live here, really anything. I make so many Miami vlogs, weekly Miami vlogs of me living my life, going to these places. So if you want more of like an in-depth vlog of this, check out all my other videos. Follow me on Instagram to see all of these places, because I'm always posting about the food and the nightlife and the activities I'm doing in Miami. Let's just start by talking about the different areas of Miami. I personally live in Edgewater, and Edgewater I feel like is a very up and coming spot. A lot of people are moving here now. It's right on Biscayne Bay, right on the water, on the bay. I absolutely love living here because it does remind me a little bit of Boston. Like, it's more chill. It's away from the hustle and bustle of Miami, which I love. There's lots of families, there's lots of dog parks. I'm not in the huge partying scene anymore, so Edgewater is a really good spot for that. And there's also amazing food, and it's very central to all the other locations that you want to go. Other locations being Brickell, which is Brickell in like downtown Miami. That's more like the financial district. That's kind of where people like are working. It reminds me more of like the city, like New York City. Really anywhere in Miami that you go, you're gonna find good things. So I think it all just depends on your vibe. There's obviously Miami Beach, which is North Beach, Mid Beach, South Beach, which is like the really main touristy attraction. Then you have Wynwood, which is the art district. You have Design District. You have Coral Gables, Coconut Grove. Am I missing anything? Little Havana. Coming from Boston, when it's like, you know every single street in Boston, you've been to every single restaurant, every single place, you get bored so easily. And I feel like in Miami, it's an entirely different experience. Like, you could live here for 10 years and there'd still be spots that you're still discovering. So that's what I love so much about it. People ask me where they should stay in Miami. I always kind of recommend finding a cheap hotel on Miami Beach, whether it's closer to South Beach, Miami Beach, wherever you can find a cheaper one, because if you are not staying in Miami Beach, you're not gonna be able to walk to the beach, because there's one main beach area in Miami. So for example, I live in Edgewater and I am not physically able to walk to the beach because you have to go over the bridge. I could bike to the beach, and I have biked to the beach before, but it's definitely way too far to walk. Most of these places I have been already. I'll mention a few that I haven't been that are on my list, but these are my absolute favorite spots, and let's just get into the video. So South Beach is like the main touristy area, and even though it's touristy, I wouldn't let that like scare you away, because there are some really good spots. One of my absolute favorite spots to go to is the One Hotel. This is a hotel that is in other locations, not just Miami, but I feel like there's nothing that compares to the Miami location. The vibe there is unreal. They have a rooftop restaurant called Watr, which has really good seafood, sushi, ceviche, all different kinds of good apps. I feel like I go there literally like once a week. Sometimes I'll just go up to the Watr rooftop to get a drink with friends, just look at the scenery, look at the views. It's so nice during like golden hour when the sun's going down, and it just overlooks the entirety of the beach. Another sushi spot that I really like is Sushi Garage. So this is actually a more chill, quick sit down place, not loud. It's smaller. I love the vibes there. So there's different locations. There's one in Miami Beach, and there's also one, I'm pretty sure, in Coconut Grove. Obviously Kith, I feel like Kith has very limited stores. There's one in New York, which I've actually never been to the New York one, LA, and there's one in Miami. So when I moved here, I was like, I cannot wait to go to the Kith store, because there was not one in Boston, and that's me and my boyfriend's like favorite place to get clothes. It's my favorite spot just to pop in, like even if you're not planning on buying anything, just to look at the different clothes. They have some of my favorite designer brands there. And then they have Kith treats, which if you know, you know. They have really fun ice cream concoctions with different cereals that you can choose from. So if you want ice cream too, that's fun to just pop in there. They actually just opened up a new location in Design District. So a new full store Kith treats and everything. One of the biggest farmers markets is in South Beach. I love farmers markets. I love going and getting fresh produce, but this one also has everything. Accessories, clothing, different pop-up tents. They have furniture, so much stuff. You definitely have to sort through and like find the good stuff, but it's really big and I've been there a lot with Brian. So that's called the Lincoln Road Farmers Market on Lincoln Road in South Beach, and it's every Sunday. Jaya in Miami Beach is one of my new favorite restaurants. The vibes, the scenery, everything is just amazing. It's like great nightlife. Food is also so good. Just went there to celebrate one of my friends for match day, and she got a reservation there. There's a pool. We had octopus and just split a bunch of apps. I love splitting apps with friends, and I feel like these Miami places are so set up for that, just getting a bunch of tapas and sharing. Octopus is one of my favorite foods here in Miami. I get it like everywhere I go. It's like Mediterranean too. We got this like Mediterranean dip bowl. Layla is a Mediterranean place in South Beach. I've actually never been here, but I've heard amazing things about it. It's on my list, so I don't have much to say about it. And then we have GALA, which is more of a night spot. It's a very interesting like spot. It's kind of exclusive, and it's also just very intimate and small. So if you're coming here with like a big group of friends for like a girls trip, I don't know if I would recommend it, but maybe as like a little pre-game it would be fun. But it is definitely a cool vibe. Obviously we have Carbone. Everyone says the Carbone in New York City is better, and Miami is like the fake one, but I've only been to the Miami one and I love it. It's the same food, so I really don't understand how one could be better than the other. But yeah, that is also in South Beach, and it's just really good Italian food. The spicy rigatoni pasta is just unreal. Miami prices are insane. We got a truffle burrata there and it was like $200, and I had no idea, and I ordered it and I didn't know until I got the menu or until I got the receipt, and I was like, are you kidding me? So don't get the truffle burrata. Bagatelle, that is another one of my favorite restaurants in South Beach. It's good for cocktails, drinks. There's like this huge tree by the bar, and it's just like really pretty, really set up nicely. Went there for an influencer event one time, and it's actually in a hotel. Aroma Espresso Bar is a really good coffee shop in South Beach as well. Cuban coffee is a huge thing down here, obviously. Cuban culture is huge here. That's a really good coffee shop if you're looking for a good cup of coffee like that. Swizzle is interesting. I've never been into a bar like it. It's like the #1 speakeasy in the United States, I think. Really secluded, and you go, there's so many speakeasy type places in Miami, like hidden gems. But yeah, you have to like go into this really hidden area, and then it's really dark and intimate and just swanky, and the cocktails are like the best cocktails I've ever had in my life. They're so detailed and just fancy and very expensive, so keep that in mind. It's definitely not a place you would like stay for the whole night at. It would be like grab a couple drinks and go type of vibe. Porte de Marmi. I don't know if I'm definitely not pronouncing that right. I've actually never been there, but I heard it's like amazing food. Another good Italian spot if you are looking for good pasta in South Beach. Also, Sassoni's is another Italian spot I really like. They have this really pretty patio outdoor area, and all the trees are lit up and have lights all around them, and it was really good pasta. I got my classic cacio e pepe. If you're looking for good cacio e pepe, this is the place. Good Aperol Spritz, good drinks. Enough about Miami Beach and South Beach. Let's go to Brickell, downtown Miami, that area. Completely different vibes. Definitely more of a city vibe, New York City, but it's not like trashy like New York City. It's more like if the buildings of Boston were in New York City, if that even makes sense. They have this amazing outdoor mall called Brickell City Center Mall. It's literally like a real mall, but no walls. Like, I don't even know how to explain it. There's like trees everywhere, and you're literally like just outdoors. It's more high end. I don't go there if I'm like trying to buy clothes. Like, there's a lot of designer stores. There's a really good Zara there, Lululemon, and I'm trying to think, but it's mostly designer places. And then the #1 spot I always recommend to people to go is Sexy Fish, and I've actually never eaten here. I need to eat here, but again, really good sushi, really good seafood. You need a reservation so far in advance. I can't speak on the food, but everyone says it's good. The reason I go there is because the bathrooms are unreal. It's decorated like mermaid vibes, aquamarine, under the sea. The decor in this place is like nothing I've ever seen. The bathrooms are pink, and people specifically go there to take pictures. So what I'll normally do is I'll just take my friends there after dinner. We'll go get a shot at the bar, get a drink at the bar, go to the bathroom, take pictures and leave. There's a lot of bar hopping that goes on in Miami. You don't just like pick a place and stay there like the whole night. At least I don't. Another really good restaurant that I like in Brickell is the River Oyster Bar. I am obsessed with oysters, and when I moved here I was like, I need to find a good oyster spot. The River Oyster Bar. Another just like fancy restaurant. Rosa Sky is one of my favorite rooftop bars in Brickell. It overlooks the entire city in Brickell area, and it's just so cool. I love rooftops at night, and then the drinks are really good. They have their classic like Rosa Sky drink, and there's a rose ice cube and a little martini, and it's so good, and it's just good vibes there. It's always packed. A couple fun exhibit touristy things. Like obviously if you're into sports, you gotta go to a Heat game, Miami Heat game. I personally love basketball games. Basketball is my favorite sport. So, because I went to UConn, I was really into college basketball. I went to a Heat Celtics game, and that was so fun. There's the Perez Art Museum, which I have not been to yet, but I really want to check out because I love art museums. And then there's the Frost Science Museum, which I heard is also really cool. Good rainy day activities if it's raining for some reason when you come here, because it always rains on and off. Another oyster bar that I haven't been to, but I heard is good, is the Mignonette, I think is how you say it. Mignonette Oyster Bar. And that's in Brickell too, and I need to check that out. Sugar is another rooftop bar I have not been to. I need to check out. I heard it's really good. American Social is a very popular bar in Brickell. It's more of like your traditional bar. It's not fancy. It's like go there for Sunday type of beers and watch football type bar. Really big. There's loud music playing. Next place I've only been to once, but I went for happy hour, and they had free lychee martinis. It's called Balans, B-A-L-A-N-S. I can't pronounce things, but they have a good happy hour. El Toucan is an amazing place. I was shocked when I went here because I'm like, oh, this is the night out. This is the club. Like, this is where we're staying. And the girls I was with, they're like, no, this is just dinner. I think the biggest shock of moving to Miami is the nightlife change from Boston to Miami. Like, people go out to eat dinner at like 10 p.m. and then they'll eat dinner for a few hours, pre-game at dinner, and then they'll go out and like pre-game at like a bar, and then they'll go out to the clubs. The clubs here do not get good until 4 a.m. and then people stay out at the clubs till like 4 a.m. till like 7 a.m. till the sun rises. That is like just typical Miami lifestyle. And that is not for me. I did that a few times when I first moved here because I'm like, I need the Miami experience, and I was absolutely miserable staying up till 5 a.m. at a club. Like I can't do it. If you're into that scene, into the party life, we'll get into the clubs in a little bit. But anyway, El Toucan is kind of like, I thought this was the night and I thought this was a club, and if I was in Boston, this would be the night out, but it wasn't. It was like the dinner. It was an actual experience, not just like good food. There were entertainers, girls doing tricks on rings. There were guys like putting on a show, and it was really cool. We got on stage at one point, and like people were dancing on stage, and there was like flames, and just a very fun spot. So I would say if you're looking for like a girls' night out or a bachelorette or something like that, this would be a really good vibe. Since we're talking about nightlife, let's just get into the clubs. I'd say there's like 5 main clubs of Miami. The first, most popular, most touristy one in my opinion is Live. I feel like Live is where people go on spring break. That's where, like, if you don't know anything about Miami, I feel like you know what Live is. Sorry, my camera died. Story is actually my favorite club. It's so chill and different. People don't dress up like insane, and they just wear sneakers and chill clothes. It reminds me of Boston. No one cares what you wear. It's more of just like a chill vibe. I don't even know how to explain it. They also do this really cool thing every Saturday. They do 420 yoga, and they'll have like yoga instructors, and you can just come with your mat and set up in the legit club. And there's so many people that go, and they do like meditation healing and all this stuff, and it's sick. I've been to that, and I'm gonna go again. So love club space. Then you have 11, which is like the main club of Miami, but 11 is like insane. It's like a legit strip club. Like the women are naked dancing. That is like true Miami club. So if you're looking for like a wild night out, I would honestly go to 11. The last place being SLS, which I also feel like is kind of touristy. Just for reference, I'm in Edgewater, and the design district is like a 20-minute walk from me. So I really like Edgewater where I live because I can walk to Wynwood, I can walk to Midtown, and I can walk to the design district. I have to Uber to Brickell, and I have to Uber to Miami Beach. The Design District is exactly what it sounds like. I also feel like Design District is really good for shopping. So if you want to shop, browse, go to different stores outside, I would definitely go to the Design District. It's so pretty over there. It's so luxury, like everything is designer. You definitely feel a little awkward if you don't look presentable and look nice walking around there. Also has a lot of good restaurants. They also have the Dior Cafe. So I went to the Dior Cafe. Honestly, don't even waste your time there. I thought it was so overrated, so overpriced. The food was mediocre at best. But that is like a good attraction, I would say that's there. Jaya, like all these designer stores that aren't in normal malls. I'm trying to think about other restaurants I've been to over there. They have a Contessa. That is one of my favorite brunch spots in Boston, and they have the exact same one here. I don't know what that is. It just is a really nice restaurant. I don't even know how to describe it. Vibes are amazing. But I would definitely go there for brunch. They have the best French toast I've ever had in my life. They have an aloe yoga. Really, like anything you could want to buy is gonna be in Design District. Cody, Miami, I have been dying to go there so bad, but I can never get a reservation. It's a Korean barbecue spot. There's this Italian spot, Sophia, I'm pretty sure it's called. I haven't been there either, but that's also on my list. I heard it's really, really good. Just for reference, I also get my eyebrows done there. They have a lot of different salons and stuff, so I got my eyebrows laminated, tinted there. And then Midtown is directly next to the Design District. They kind of like go into each other, and Midtown is really close to Edgewater as well, so I feel like they're all kind of connected. Midtown is where I will walk to for like this main area to do all of my errands. So they have like very basic stores, I would say. Not really good for shopping, but they have like Target, Home Goods, all of like those errand type of stores that you need to go to. But then they also have a strip of really good restaurants. Tap 42, which is kind of more really good like bar food, I would say. They have TVs if you want to go watch a sports game, those kind of vibes, like Sunday, lazy brunch day or something like that. Negroni is another really good restaurant. I went there for lunch one time. I forgot what I even got, but like they have like ceviche, tuna tartare, really like anything. Italica, I have not been to Italica, but every time I see the Aperol Spritz in the window, I want to go so bad. It just looks like a really cool vibe. I want to go there for happy hour one time. Little Hen, I always pass by this spot, and it has a bunch of flowers, like a huge walkway with flowers. It's so pretty. It looks very classy, and I heard it has really good brunch. I actually haven't been there for brunch yet, but that's on my list. I need to go because it's so close to me. But just looks like a very cute vibe, like somewhere you'd take your family or like take your mom. Like I'd probably take my parents if they came to visit me at that spot. This is like my absolute favorite place in Miami, La Niape. It's in Midtown, and basically it's a build your own charcuterie type place. So you go pick out your meats and cheeses in the fridge. They have so many different selections, and then you pick out your wine or what you want to drink, and then they prepare it for you, get it all ready on the board, and then they call you and you go up and you get your board, and it's so cute. It's like the coolest place I've ever been. I've never seen anything like it. I didn't even know places like that exist. So it would be a cute little happy hour spot, or like lunch with the girls, or like instead of going to a winery, you would go here, sit in this big outdoor patio. And something I really like about it is every single piece of furniture there, like the chairs and tables, they're all vintage and they're all different. None of them are matching. It's so eclectic, but it looks so cool. And it's supposed to be the vibe of like you're sitting in someone's backyard. There's so many other good places too in Midtown, but those are just the ones that I can think of off the top of my head. Edgewater is connected to Midtown. Let's now talk about Edgewater. So I live here. It's on the bay, really pretty. They have Margarett Pace Park, which is this huge park, good like walking trail around. There's a basketball courts, tennis courts, pickleball courts. Everyone, it just feels very community driven. Everyone brings their dogs there. There's a big dog park, a small dog park, and then there's just like a big field where people run around and play fetch with their dogs. People bring their kids there. Like it's just so family oriented. I walk there every single day with Otto, and that's where I take Otto to the dog park. Then they also have cute little restaurants and stuff around there and around the water. Food trucks are huge in Miami, and taco spots and Mexican food. Some of the best tacos and Mexican food I've ever had are in Miami. You definitely want to look for the good food trucks. My absolute favorite food truck that I've been to so far is Doggy's con Todo, and they're basically Venezuelan style hot dogs. You don't even have to be a hot dog person to like this. Like, just trust me, you need to get this hot dog. They have layers and layers of toppings and sauces. I could eat one every single day for the rest of my life and never be sick of it. So if you're in that area, grab a hot dog from the food truck. And my favorite coffee spot, that I don't buy coffee out a lot because you guys know I make my matcha at home, but when I go to get coffee, I go to Raccoon, which is another food truck. They have really, really good quick to go breakfast sandwiches. It's very healthy, but it's also like so bomb. They have empanadas, bagels, breakfast sandwiches, really, really, really good food. And it's also perfect if you're like hungover and need something quick to grab. It's actually behind a Starbucks. It's always parked there. The matcha and the iced chai is the best I've ever had in my life. So freaking good. Also a Raccoon food truck in Brickell if you are closer to the Brickell area, but I always go to the one in Edgewater. And then there's this cute little Italian spot, Pinnoccio, that is right by the Margarett park that I was talking about. So when I go bring Otto to the dog park, I'll go pop in there and either get a green juice, or it's like a little cafe basically, but it's all so authentic and just like such a little hole in the wall gem. And it's called Pinnoccio, like actual Pinnoccio, the Disney movie, and it's all decorated with like Pinnoccio drawings and stuff. People in there are so friendly. So I'll go and take my laptop and do work in there and sit down. They have like little couches and Wi-Fi and just areas you can go. And then we have Midtown Creamery, which is one of the craziest ice cream spots ever. Love it, so good, so many toppings. There's also Midtown Garden Center, which is the best garden center in Miami, and it's 2 minutes from my house. It's where I got my big Birds of Paradise plant that's right out here. You've definitely seen it in my vlogs before, but I got it there and it's the most beautiful spot ever. Even if you're not gonna go buy a plant, I still think it would be fun to like look in there, take pictures, very spring. And they have a taco truck there too that's really good tacos. The last area of Miami that I haven't talked about is Wynwood, which is also kind of connected to Midtown and Edgewater, and it's just in the same area. I can walk straight into Wynwood from Edgewater. So Wynwood is the art district. You've probably heard of the Wynwood walls, which are huge art displays, like walls that people do artwork on, street art and stuff. It used to be free. Last time I vacationed to Miami, it was free, but now they charge you, I think, like $10 to get in. That's a huge tourist attraction. People will go and pay to like look at the art. So if you're into that, definitely do that. There's definitely a lot of stores in Wynwood too. But if you're looking to like walk around an area and to see cool things, I think Wynwood would definitely be the spot. It's not so much like scenic Miami, but it's they definitely have cool stores and like art vibes. At night it gets so lit. Just like not care and just have a fun time. That is Wynwood. Really like 1-800-LUCKY, that's one of my favorite spots there, and it's connected to a food court, which is really cool. If you like Joe and the Juice, I feel like that's so basic, but I personally love Joe and the Juice because I didn't have that in Boston. There's one in Wynwood, there's also one in Miami Beach. I normally go to the Joe and the Juice in Wynwood because I can walk to it, it's closer for me, but they're two like completely different vibes of Joe and the Juice, which is fun and interesting. Then Wynwood is where my favorite taco spots are. So the taco stand is my favorite taco place in Miami. It's amazing. The street corn there is so good. And then in the back they have Hidden Sushi, which is a hidden sushi restaurant literally in the taco stand restaurant. Pollo Taco is also really popular, really good taco spot. That's Ryan's favorite taco spot, and it gets lit at night and it's like a bar in the back, a little secret hideaway bar that I've been out to, really fun. Caillou Asian restaurant I really want to go to. It's in New York City. It's also in Wynwood. They have a Joe's Pizza in Wynwood. They have a Salt and Straw in Wynwood, which is my personal favorite ice cream place. It's not for everyone, but they have really weird flavors. The only time I ever heard of it was because it's in LA, but I didn't know there was one in Miami till I moved here. And that is where I got into my olive oil topping on vanilla ice cream addiction, because Salt and Straw had an olive oil flavor, but they always have really weird special flavors for the different months. So during Thanksgiving, for example, they had like a stuffing flavored ice cream and it was so good. There's like a million different places I could talk about Wynwood, so I don't even know. I can't think of them off the top of my head. I know I'm gonna regret it coming back, but now just some other random places that I feel like I didn't talk about. Little Havana is a really cool, unique area of Miami to go to. I've only been there once, but it's more like a cultural dynamic. It's like a big Cuban population, and they have this amazing restaurant there. Cafe La Trova is my absolute favorite restaurant there. Just such a fun vibe. There's like live music, a live band, and it was just fun because it was a different type of experience. I feel like I'd never go to restaurants like that, so really, really good Cuban food. Some other places I forgot to mention, Gecko is really popular. That's Bad Bunny's restaurant. I actually haven't been, but I know that's like a big tourist attraction. Kiki on the River is one of my favorite spots in Miami. And then I'm gonna end it on Jaya Beach. So Jaya Beach is like its own thing. It's like a little island, own little small island. You can go lay out on the beach, but then also you have the entire view, city view of South Beach, and they have their own little restaurant that's always lit. There's always like a DJ. It's over like a big canopy, and you just like feel like you're on vacation there. I went there for dinner, stayed for the sunset, and then like walked around on the beach and took pictures. But you could definitely go during the day too, lay out on the beach, get like a late lunch there. Video to be too long, so those are all of my favorite spots so far. My camera's dying. I hope this gave you some inspiration if you're taking a trip to Miami. Maybe I'll do an updated video as my exploration continues here, but I hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye.